Hello, hello, family community. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is so good that you can join us again. So good to have you. Please, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and definitely hit your notification bell so that when we have new content, you get it too. Yes. All right. So we get right into my promotion for July, promoting authors on my platform from my group, Caribbean Female Writers, promoting their books and scripts, and also outside of my group. I am promoting authors for a short period of this month. So without further ado, let's get right into our first Caribbean gem for today. Some will not always be in the group, so they will not always be Caribbean. But right now, as I feature within my group, we have Caribbean gems that I would love to highlight. So we've had Mrs. Marva Riley, RN, telling us about our health and her journey, and also her books about her journey, her books about recipes that will truly help you in transforming your health lifestyle to beneficial results in the body. And also about her book to not only lose weight, but to keep it off. And then we've had our dear and beautiful Serlene Rose with her poetry of love and reflections in her poetry book. So we have some talent. We have some real creatives, artistic work of art that I like to call it. And today, no different, truly artistic. We will go to our first chosen author for today, who hails from the island well known for its African and Indian cultures. Its large and famous Carnival, Diwali, its birthplace of steel pan music styles such as rapso, parang, chutney soca, and a few more. The island of TNT, Trinidad and Tobago, a homeschooling mom who dabbles in many spectrums of education and is another very passionate person about writing. This is a Caribbean gem that I think I would be accurate to say that she sleeps thinking about her next writing topic to explore. Don't beat me up too much, Mrs. Priscilla. She's an entrepreneur, a Jane of all trades, a wife. She's the moderator in my created group, Caribbean Female Writers, promoting their works. Let's support our chosen author today, Mrs. Priscilla Ramcharan. So Mrs. Priscilla Ramcharan has earned her BA in English Literature online at Ashford University, followed by becoming certified to teach ESL with TEFLEN Training College. So she too has the expert gateway to use magic with her words, which she so does. She has known to do. Mrs. Priscilla Ramcharan has written quite a number of books. So definitely check them all out on Amazon.com. She has written away quite a numerous collection of literary. She has workbooks, study books, journals, story books that are quite funny. She has so many books on there. The first book I came across from Mrs. Ramcharan was Mindset to Self-Love. It was like a workbook type of guide too. And that was very useful for me at the time. I was doing a little segment and I had just started YouTube, and I did not continue for a very long time. That was just trying to see what I could dabble in. And I had done a little segment on me time, finding time for yourself. So this kind of really, connected and was complimentary. Let's put it that way. Then I learned that she has all these different workbooks, and I, kind of was like exploring them online, but I still need to get a few more. She has surrounding the English and Spanish language. Yes, she does do Spanish as well. She has a series of books about a character by the name of Saucy Wow. Yes. And that one I definitely have to get my hands on soon. I am intrigued to find out all about this character. I will be purchasing that one pretty soon based on the previews, and it feels and give me the sense that it has a lot to do with the Trinidadian culture, the play, the tradition, the food, and so forth. So I will definitely be getting that next. Mrs. Ramcharan also has a book on the character Susie Chutney, creating history in the times of COVID-19. Caribbean, she has a Caribbean woman organizer that extends for 3 months. That I might need to get my hand on too, because I have to do some reorganizing. So that might be my next stop after Saucy Wow. And Saucy Wow has a bunch of series, so you have a lot to choose from. As I said, there are so many of her books. Her works of art are tremendous. So there's some for everyone. You have a collection, you can have your own collection, your children's collection, gifted collections. That's how many. So choose wisely, but definitely a lot to explore on Amazon. And these could make some great gifts. So today I possess her most recently published work of art, Globalization of Hearts, and I will take a moment to read just a little portion of the book, so not to give away too much, because she is quite creative and have lots of beautiful, beneficial things to say within her books. Stuff that will definitely help you or your children in whatever endeavors you may be trying to achieve. I have to finish reading this wonderful book. I have started it, but because of so many different distractions, I have not gotten the chance to finish it up. So I do need to finish, but I am definitely going to read the rest of it because it's quite an interesting read, and I think you may find so too. Talking about, it gives you to feel like when you get together with another Caribbean person and you just reminisce and you find things that you have in common, things that that was in your past, childhood, growing up days, and things that they're doing that gives you that reflection of what went on back home. So it's a type of a book like that, and it explores so many different aspects as well. So I will share that small portion from page 15, written Globalization of Hearts, written by Mrs. Priscilla Ramcharan, inspired and approved by George Rampersad, and proofread by Jade Ramcharan. So don't go anywhere, stay put and listen up for the portion that I will read for you. From the very first phone conversation, sparks flew. We laughed, we shared stories, and of course we talked about back home. We agreed that no matter where we are, our hearts are always home. Even though George and I are worlds and decades apart, we have tons in common. We're teachers, learners, writers, and ever so worldly. We love music, and we love to connect with people near and far. Clearly, he and I were meant to connect. Thus, being the inspiration that he is, I decided to piggyback off one of his tune titles, Globalization of the Heart, which I loved from the moment I heard it, and I embraced the idea of calling this book Globalization of Hearts. His tune reflected a different message, which I will delve into later. This book, our book, which George inspired me to write, helped me every step of the way and entertained all of my questions. It is meant to do. And entertain all my questions, is meant to represent Trinidadians who travel abroad to other countries, build lives, careers, families, yet our hearts are always home. We still cook our Trinidadian foods with chief curry and enjoy the delicious delicacies in our foreign kitchens. We will listen to the music of our island in our backyards while we barbecue, and we will still have that undeniable Trinidadian accent when we are around other Trinidadians, anywhere and anytime. It's in our genes, and there's no hiding it. So I say no more. You heard the piece. If that doesn't inspire you to read, I don't know what will. She is creative and she's beautiful inside and out. I have had the pleasure of meeting up with her. I met with Priscilla, who has definitely become a friend. She had invited me out to a book fair and in her neck of the woods. So I jumped at the opportunity and I was elated that I did. I was so elated to have chosen to go. She has such a sweet and bubbly personality, really nice person. I also had the honor to learn a little about her project, and I got to share it with others. Her project helps children in Trinidad, so you can also check out our interview because we had the pleasure of interviewing each other as well. So you can see it here on my channel. Definitely check the description box so that anything linked you can view and check out her books. So that was all fun, learning about her project and so forth. And we had fun doing that. Okay, so do support by checking out, looking into the description box, following her on Amazon.com, and also the opportunity to grab your books from Amazon. These books are very precious, and again, you can gift. Well, stay tuned for our final, but by no means less special. She's very special. She is also one of our special Caribbean gems. So take your stretches, drink some water, and come on back to hear all about the books from our next final gem for today. Okay, so you had your water, right? You had your stretches. You feel good? All right, let's get right back into our next featured talented creative writer, another Caribbean gem also from the steel band Pillory, Roti Island of TNT, Trinidad, a woman that wears many hats, literally and figuratively. I've seen so many hats from her. I don't know where she gets these creative hats from, but we will hear from her soon. Again, I had the pleasure of interviewing her and I learned quite a bit, but I still have a lot more, and I have a feeling I have tons more to learn about this creative gem of ours. She's a mom, entrepreneur, and an author of some real heavy poetry on everyday happenings, whether it's her personal experiences or other people's experiences. Whether it's things that we are going through in our society, she will give some real great thought about it and things for us to consider and think of. Or just political opinions, whether it's her own or others. She has definitely dabbled and created a real talent, a real gift right within her poetic art, as I call it. I have seen a few of her stand-ups, spoken word events, and they were really nice. She's a sight to behold, definitely, and she can dress. This lady dresses, dresses to impress. So, entrepreneur, moderator of my Caribbean, one of the moderators of my Caribbean female writing, promoting their books and script group is also Miss Natalie Ramos James. I have definitely had the pleasure with communicating with Miss James outside of the group. So I've gotten to know her to some capacity, and I really call her a friend now too. So yeah, we were supposed to meet up this weekend, but so much got in the way. So still to meet her in person, but the way she speaks, well, I shouldn't say speak, because we did speak on a few occasions, because we used to have these reels that we would celebrate each other, share each other's books, and I had this random selection piece going, so I would just have someone pull out the name of a book and a person, an author from our group, and we would celebrate them, and that's how we start learning about each other as well. We learn their favorite things, we learn about them and their books and what brought them to writing this wonderful piece, this wonderful art, to share with the world. So that's where I started learning about those within my group. I love learning about people. I don't like to see people in a box just there. So I want to know what makes you perk. I want to know what education you wish to fuel the world with. I want to know you personally and about your works of art, right? So even though we are small within the group, and personal, it is so intimate to a level where I can try to reach out one at a time and get to know everyone. So I like that. I really do. I love that it's growing too. I want it to grow, but at the same time, I am enjoying the intimacy of the small group. So I will take this opportunity to read one of my favorite pieces in her book, entitled Where I'm Going. Where Am I Going? Okay, so her book is called The Rude Awakenings of Spoken Word, Poetries, Quotes, and Dreams. Again, her book is entitled The Rude Awakenings of Spoken Word, Poetries, Quotes, and Dreams. And it says it all pretty much. So on page 29 is Where Am I Going? And I'm going to take the opportunity to read that piece that was one of my favorites, and I got to share with quite a few people so far. So do enjoy. Take a listen. Where am I going? Where am I going? Who am I to know? But wherever my feet travel, that's where I shall go. My path is not paved, my road is not broad. So when I decide to make a move, I am on top of it all. No room for mistakes, no time for wrong. Because with every decision I make, I have to be strong. Mom and Dad are no longer here, so I have to be independent and live without fear. Baby girl is now on her own and must find ways to take care of her home. No more tears to shed as I watch my journey grow. Because whatever I reap, so too shall I sow. So where am I going? I still cannot tell. It better be heaven, because I can't make it in hell. One day I will be able to follow the straight path, but without the right help, how will I know where to start in order to be successful and master my craft? You hear the talent for yourself. Do I need to say more? So she is gorgeous inside and out and very talented. That was such a reflective, evaluative, reality check piece that I really enjoyed, and one of my favorites in her book. And I have shared it quite a bit. So definitely run, not walk, to grab a copy of her book. Walmart, Amazon, I'll leave in the description box. Definitely take a read. Miss James and I share the same birthday month, and we were talking about that quite a bit. She's funny, always on the move, always moving. So catch up with her book on Amazon.com. She's in Walmart, and one of her favorite mottos I noticed that she had was not to underestimate tomorrow. Live your best life and make every decision count. Change starts with you. So leave your mark today. So lastly, I'm going to say leave your mark today by going out and checking out her book. Okay, at Walmart, Amazon, check it on out. And don't forget, leave some reviews for our authors. They count more than you know, not only for the authors, but for the buyers. So definitely write a review for the beautiful Miss Natalie Ramos James. And thank you so much for listening here today. Thank you for your patience and for running to those stores and supporting our authors. Here are very talented authors on the channel that you have seen so far. I am Andrea Eccles. Subscribe, like, and definitely comment, because I love to hear from you. Stay safe.